So when you guys think of dinosaurs, what do you think of? Maybe the T-Rex with his tiny little arms? Maybe a Spino with that giant spine on the back? Well, what if I were to tell you that wasn't even how it is? What if I told you that the Spinosaurus didn't even have a spine and the T-Rex had big, beefy arms? I don't even know why I said that. I don't know if either of those are true, but today we are gonna be apparently checking out 13 dinosaur myths that we all still believe. So like maybe the T-Rex had beefy arms. I don't know. We're gonna get in here and check them all out though. Before we get into the video though, you're gonna be seeing this exact same message for like the next 10 videos. I'm sorry, but it's for important reason. As you can see on your screen, we have a brand new plushie that just came out. It's my boy right here. It's actually the Kaiju Capi logo. It was inspired by Godzilla, inspired by my logo, and we made this beautiful creation. Now, I know it says petition launches in 18 hours, but that's from the time I'm recording this. By the time you see this, it's already out, so if you can, click the first link in the description and go get you a beautiful Capizilla plushie. I appreciate you guys. The video is by my boy Jay Hanna. Big shout out to him. He'll be in the description. Now, when I think of videos like this, I don't want dinosaurs to be ruined for me, all right? I don't think it'll be ruined, but let's just jump in here. Let's go.
Nice arms, loser. I may have spoken too soon.
What kind of start?
Almost everything you think you know about
Hold
dinosaurs is wrong.
What's glad we had it turned up?
About how T-Rex had weak, puny arms. But what we found is that these things...
Okay, wait. I promise you, I didn't go into this video. I was just joking about the T-Rex. I just saw him on the, the thumbnail thing. But do not tell me that the T-Rex had beefy arms, dude. I will lose my mind and I'll probably cry. There ain't no way he had beefy arms, right?
But what we found is that these things were ridiculously ripped. Sure.
I'm done. I promise you I didn't watch the video. I was joking. I was totally joking about the T-Rex having beefy arms. Why in the world did the T-Rex just have beefy arms? Why did he make this man Giga Chad as well? Look at the chin. Look at this man's noggin now. That is not how a T-Rex looked. Okay, we're off to a crazy start here.
Sure, they were only 3 feet long, roughly the size of your arm, but they were still packed with enough muscle to curl over 400 pounds. So obviously, these Samsonic-looking arms were useless. But that's just one of the many dinosaur lies you probably still believe.
I did not know.
Video,
don't tell me the Spino didn't have a spine. Because then I'm cooked.
Is one you've probably fallen for.
Ain't nobody gonna believe me.
On TikTok and see something about how Spinosaurus sounded like this.
Yes!
So that's not how they sounded at all, actually.
Why to go T-Rex to the Spino?
That's a loon call slowed down. In fact, every single dinosaur noise you hear
Are you kidding me?
Is total BS. Truth is, we have no idea what most dinosaurs sounded like. Except one.
What is it?
Parasaurolophus.
Para!
You see that giant crest sticking out of its skull?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was filled with tubes and airways. So scientists 3D modeled it, pushed air through it, and it sounded like this. We're 99% sure this dinosaur sounded like an air horn.
I mean, that's kind of nice.
Nonetheless.
I gotta pause here, though, because my boy brought up the fact, remember when we were reacting to the real dinosaur sounds? And I was, like, super shocked at the Spinosaurus sound. Apparently, that wasn't even it. It was a bird slowed down. Why'd they do me like that? That's crazy.
That's not the only lie you've been told by media.
Don't move.
Oh, no, not Jurassic Park.
Don't move.
They're about to roar.
Just totally wrong, too.
Oh.
T-Rex had the biggest eyes of any land predator. And I know size isn't everything. At least that's what
I've always wondered, like, why was that a thing? As far as, like, if you don't move, they don't see you.
Its vision was estimated to be up to 13 times sharper than yours, with forward-facing eyes and incredible depth perception.
Oh, so if he's looking at you,
in front of it, even from miles
he's
away,
looking at you.
It was going to see you.
Yeah.
But the real question is, what would you see if you were looking back? Because when most people picture a dinosaur, they think of something scaly like a crocodile.
Yeah,
crocodiles aren't even that closely related. Their actual closest relatives are birds, because dinosaurs never really went extinct. Only
they just flew, you know?
Yeah. So get that myth out of here. In weird fact, but that doesn't technically mean that birds are reptiles. So
wait,
then,
what?
If all birds are dinosaurs, does that mean all dinosaurs look like birds? No. Birds evolved from theropods. But that's just one of 3 branches on the dinosaur family tree.
Okay, we know this. I know this part.
Definitely look like birds, which we could see preserved in fossils and even trapped in amber. We also know others look totally different. Sauropods probably didn't have feathers. T-Rex had scales over most, if not all, of its body. But it gets even weirder. Some species, like ceratopsians, had quill-like structures on their tails.
That's the goofy-looking thing I've ever seen, by the way.
Scales debate, just throw it out the window. But you know what wouldn't fit through a window? a dinosaur. Because they're all massive, right?
Not all of them.
Not
I wouldn't
exactly.
say not all
The
of them.
smallest dinosaur we've ever found is a bee hummingbird, which is like 2 inches long.
A bee
So
hummingbird
if we're talking
is a
non-native,
dinosaur?
You got stuff like Microraptor, about the size of a crow and barely a couple pounds.
I want me a
We got
Microraptor.
really lucky with Microraptor too. It
Let me get
lived
one
in
of
a
them.
Perfect environment to fossilize. And some are
That's
so well
crazy.
preserved, we even know
300.
its feathers were black, and if the light hit it just right, they'd shimmer blue and green.
That's
And this
sick.
thing lived over 100 million years ago. But here's the thing. Most dinosaurs didn't live in conditions like that. Now, say you've got some pinky-sized bone from some tiny dinosaur, and an 8-foot femur from an Argentinosaurus.
Okay.
Which one's more likely to survive 70 million years underground?
Probably the small one.
Exactly. That's preservation bias. Big bones fossilize
That's my bad.
better,
I meant
so
the
we
big
find
one.
them more.
50-50
But that also
shot, I
means
missed.
We're probably underestimating how many small dinosaurs there really were. And considering we've probably found less than 1% of all dinosaur species, who knows what else is still out there?
Who knows, bro? Peep the
Even
ocean.
so, dinosaur fossils
There's a lot of
are
ocean
lot
out there.
less rare than most people think, as long as you're in the right place.
A lot less rare.
This is a creek formation, and if you know what you're looking for, you can literally walk for a few minutes and find a fossil.
That's
How
insane.
complete they are, that's a different story. When your average dinosaur dies, it probably gets scavenged. So finding one that didn't get eaten, but also got perfectly buried, and then
R.I.P.
stayed intact
Rexy.
while the Earth shifted for millions of years, that's the miracle part.
That is pretty
And something
crazy.
you might not
Okay,
realize
that makes
is
sense.
even with the dinosaur fossils we do have, they're embarrassingly incomplete. I mean, for God's sake, I made an entire video about the life of Quetzalcoatlus, and all we have is
Who?
a single arm bone. If you were
A
listening,
phone's
closely,
ringing. Are we
I just
crazy?
made the cardinal sin of paleontology, thinking every prehistoric animal was a dinosaur. However, a lot of those animals,
That's what I used to think. That's what I used to think. I was always corrected on like the the water. What are they called? Marine reptiles. You got the amphibians. You got the pterosaurs. I always just used to group them in together and be like, yeah, that's a dinosaur, like a megalodon or a mosa. They ain't dinosaurs, all right? They're different, pterosaur,
prehistoric animal
all that
was
stuff.
a dinosaur. However, a
You
lot
got
of
all
those
of 'em.
animals weren't dinosaurs at all.
Oh, nice.
Let's start with the ocean. Ichthyosaurs, plesiosaurs, mosasaurs. Not dinosaurs.
Yep, facts.
They're part of their own weird aquatic branches on the reptilian family tree.
Now, I just always
Same with
called
the
them,
ones in the sky. You've probably
marine
heard
reptiles.
the word pterodactyl.
Yep.
But that's actually not the right name.
Pterosaur.
That's just one species of a much bigger group called pterosaurs.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
they're
I know
flying
I got my
reptiles,
knowledge.
Not dinosaurs. Speaking of animals that aren't dinosaurs,
That's right.
let's talk mammals. You always hear that mammals back then were small, helpless, and lived in holes in the ground.
That's
But some
insane.
of them actually ate the dinosaurs. This is Rapanomamus, a badger-sized mammal that we know for a fact had a taste for dino meat. Because one fossil was found with a baby Psittacosaurus in its stomach.
A
And this
baby?
wasn't just a one-time thing.
He ain't right for that.
In another fossil, it straight up mid-attack latched onto another Psittacosaurus's ribcage. So, some mammals were already out here devouring dinosaurs long before we turned them into nuggets.
No, he didn't just bring in the dino chicken nuggets, which, by the way, I'm going to have to throw out there. Absolutely fire. Let me know if you like the dino chicken nuggets in the comments, but like, he didn't have to turn them into the chicken nugget, bro. Not
That
in this
doesn't mean
video.
Dinosaurs were somehow losing. There's this idea that mammals took over because dinosaurs were slow or outdated.
Some of them were
That's gonna
slow,
be
not
more
all
wrong.
of them.
Dinosaurs were some of the most well-adapted animals to ever live,
Yeah.
roaming the earth for over 165 million years. Only
Insane.
3 times longer than mammals have.
I can't even think about
In
how long
fact,
that is.
They were around so long that we live closer to T-Rex than T-Rex did to Stegosaurus.
Wow.
So, no.
That's
Most of your
insane.
favorite animals, sadly, wouldn't have met. Unless they tripped over each other's fossils.
Look, Professor,
And yes,
a
Dinosaurs
Stegosaurus.
were actually more advanced in a lot of ways, especially their breathing. While mammals breathe in and out through the same lungs, dinosaurs and modern birds have a totally different setup. They have air sacs spread throughout their bodies,
Huh?
which keeps fresh oxygen flowing through their lungs even while exhaling. In fact, dinosaurs' over-specialization
That's
may
kinda
have been
crazy.
part of what led to their downfall, while our smaller, more adaptable
Dang.
generalist ancestors were able to cling on. And yet, despite all their advantages, their entire existence supposedly ended in a single afternoon. An asteroid hits Earth, and boom, dinosaurs gone.
Poof.
Well, we already know that's at least a little wrong.
Yeah, a little bit.
because-
We got the
and
birds.
even for the
They flew away.
non-human ones, they didn't vanish overnight. It might have taken decades, maybe even thousands of years for the last of them to die out. Look at the mammoths of Wrangel Island. Most mammoths went extinct around 10 to 14,000 years ago. But a
Which,
small group
in
survived
in
isolation
reality,
until
not
just
that long ago.
4,000 years ago. Around the same time, the pyramids were being built. This same thing could have happened with a few dinosaur species, holding on in small pockets before eventually disappearing from genetic collapse.
I was thinking about that. Pyramids, dinosaurs.
Disaster. But what's even stranger is that despite how it sounds, this wasn't even the worst extinction Earth's ever gone through.
Huh?
Not by a long shot.
What you mean,
There
man?
was one even earlier that made the asteroid look tame, and it nearly wiped out everything.
What?
And if you want to learn
What
about
is that from?
Go watch this video.
Wait a minute. Why you wouldn't survive Earth's worst extinction? That wasn't the worst. All right. Well, I guess let me know if you guys want to see that one. I didn't know there was a worse one than the dinosaurs being wiped off the Earth. Apparently there is. So yeah, anyways, those are some dinosaur myths that you maybe didn't know or maybe didn't know were wrong. I don't really know. Apparently the dinosaur, the T-Rex had buff arms. Yeah, I definitely did not know that one. Other than that though, guys, I will see you in tomorrow's video. Thank you for watching with me. I love ya. Goodbye.